think you're trying to get crazy with this thing? Don't you know I'm loco?
Pretty much anyone, they see it, they want that lifestyle. But I feel like it was a gateway for people off the street to like use their artwork. Tattooing was, opposed to like any other kind of artwork. I mean, it was like tattooing was like had a street culture. So at the time, he was huge. You know what I mean? Like I was the neighborhood hope. You know what I mean? Because everybody was like, "Yeah, man, he was doing tattoos." Yeah. So I was like constantly 9 a.m. go in there. I wouldn't leave till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning during my apprenticeship.
What's happening, everybody? This is Bobby Ruiz, aka Bobby Tribal, and once again, it's time for that
Lower podcast. Yeah,
damn.
I'm too concerned about the sound.
So Johnny's having a little bit of technical difficulties with this mic.
Yeah, so. It's what's today? Wednesday. It's hump day. Tired. It's hailing outside.
Oh yeah.
World's ending.
Yeah. And I kind of enjoy it as long as I don't got shit to do.
And it took me fucking like 45 minutes to get this to where we are right
dude.
now.
He was sweating today. We were like, because our guest is a very, very busy.
Thank you.
He's very super busy, and he goes, he's on a real tight schedule. But
I think we almost met the scheduled time.
Hey, you're not supposed to talk until I introduce you.
Oh, okay.
God, he's a real good friend of mine, actually.
I can't wait to talk.
Oh, I know. But I'm gonna do my best to be kind and courteous and respectful and not say anything stupid.
Am I supposed to follow suit?
No, you don't have to.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to. Not at all. I got some crazy echo going on though.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
I'll fix it in post.
Okay.
Post-production.
So if I sound like this in my headphones, is that how how it's recording it?
No. How does that sound?
Hello. That's a little bit better.
Yeah.
But, all right. Anyways, I don't even know where to start. This has kind of become like a cliche thing for me to say. I don't even know where to start with this dude.
Oh,
I've said that a lot.
Yeah, but you always find your way.
Do I?
Seems like, yeah.
I kind of know where, but
it's a complete ambush.
Yeah, see, his mic sounds good.
Damn, it's my voice, bro.
He's got that bass.
Is that what it is?
Makes you feel.
So this is a really good friend of mine. I consider him a good friend. I don't think he considers me a good friend, but that's just how he is.
He's pretty.
We've had some real good times together, just traveling, and we both are. He's more of a car enthusiast than I am. He's kind of has a car problem. I would say ultra car addiction. I think he has more cars than anybody that I know. More badass cars. I'm gonna say I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to say that.
My anxiety level. I suffer.
Let's just call it more cars, aka more stress.
Definitely.
But
have you introduced me yet?
No,
it's still the introduction.
No, it's still the introduction.
Okay.
Kick back. And he's a artist. He's an amazing artist. He's a tattooer. He owns multiple tattoo shops here in San Diego. He is a philanthropist too. This weekend he was all up in the philanthropy.
Killing it.
You were, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You did some real nice community stuff with the homies from Fools Gone Wild. But I think he changes his name though. Like sometimes on Instagram he's one thing, and then 6 months later he's something else. I know his real name, but we're just gonna leave that alone. But we're gonna call him just Ames. The homie, did I? Whoa,
it's
that's
okay, man.
It's short for.
It's okay, Bob.
Okay, so we could say, California Ames.
Thank you, sir.
We could say Amer the Gamer, right?
Definitely.
Or we could just say Ames.
Let's just go with Ames.
Ames, yeah. And then
Mister.
Also, we have two real special guests today. One of his artists that he's one of your associate artists, and also
This
great
is my twin flame right
yeah,
here, Double Dragon.
yeah. Can you repeat that?
Twin flame, Double Dragon,
There you go.
Cobra Lightning,
That's how. Oh, he just
Tiger Milk.
Yep, he just introduced her, but I'm also an extremely talented artist and living here in San Diego now for how long?
4 years, April 1st.
Oh, nice, 4 years. And you've been putting up with this dude.
I'll put up with him forever. And then it's not even hard. I think people get the message.
They have this really cool relationship, and you can see how much respect she has for him. They're not like married or anything, or it's nothing like that. But you can wow! All of a sudden I sound better.
This is what it's supposed to sound like?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, sick.
Man,
Sound like
what did you
angels.
do, Johnny?
Just pushing buttons with the baby.
Johnny's down there doing it. This is definitely, yeah, it sounds better.
It's a breakthrough.
Yeah, fuck. I felt like I was yelling. Was I yelling?
For
Yeah.
sure. You were fucking yelling.
Fuck. So, anyways, let's start with you, Ames. So, what's I know you're from San Diego. You're real proud of being from San Diego. Were you born in San Diego? You brought up in San Diego, right? Or correct me
Can we
if
go
I'm
back
wrong.
to the history when I first met you, since we're talking about the history?
No, we're gonna start and then we'll get to that good part later.
Another episode.
But
Yeah, I was born in San Diego, California.
and what was that like? Your upbringing and family life and all that, your education and shit like that. What part of San Diego did you go
high
to?
school dropout,
Yeah,
for sure.
you went straight to high school. Like we're and the mics are. We went
We're back loud again.
Whoa, yeah. Okay.
Super crazy.
So you're from. I mean, what part of San Diego did you go to elementary school, junior high?
I grew up in East San Diego, not East County.
Right.
No, we got often confused with.
Is it because you're white that people think?
I think that's what you think, bro.
No, I'm just saying. People confuse it. They think you're from Johnny B. Good.
So I grew up actually in a karate studio, raised by ninjas. Pretty much.
You know what? And that is a true story. So
Yeah.
your dad was a martial arts
My
instructor.
dad is still currently a martial arts instructor, and so at like 5 years old, basically, I moved in with my father full time, and he was on and off living in the vehicle behind the karate studio, and eventually he became an instructor. We moved into the karate studio along with I would say at least 5 to 10 different people over the years through the karate studio. So that place was like a sheltering environment for a lot of people during the 90s
Yeah.
when like street activity was real strong. So I grew up on El Cajon Boulevard, basically living in that karate studio.
So when you were in elementary school, you lived pretty much in the karate studio.
Yeah, full
What
time.
what form of karate was it, or martial art? What was it?
Kempo karate.
Yeah.
And then it evolved to mixed martial arts, as times went by. But like in the 70s, 80s, everything was karate, kung fu,
Yeah.
every like major,
Yeah,
it was like rock star lifestyle.
Yep.
So yeah,
I took Kempo.
that's right.
Yep.
I could tell.
That's right. I was.
That's where you get your self-discipline.
I have. When I was watching the cartoon and it's that one documentary,
Yeah.
how they showed all those kung fu photos of cartoon.
It was a trip. I didn't know that, but until that documentary.
I got some shit like that too. So I was like, man, I didn't, because I've known Homeboy for a long time, and we've, again, good friend, traveled. And I didn't know that part. We never talked about that. It never came up. But now that I know it, I can see some of the video I have and some of the things that we've done and the way that he did some things that I saw him do. I was like, all right, now that makes sense. But
Like what kind of things?
just the way he moved, just
yeah.
shit that he did that's kind of like, I don't know if I should even go there. But how far did you get it with Kempo or studying martial arts?
I didn't really, my father was he's a lot like me, and or I'm a lot like him, I should say.
Probably.
So basically he had me learning from other instructors through his studio, because me and him kind of bumped heads real quick. So I basically, once I became a teenager, I was like full-fledged, like into street fights and things like that. But I learned to take an ass whooping, I would say, at a early age through Kempo, karate, and also, to taught to like act first. So everything that I learned, I didn't on the back end, I didn't learn self-discipline until it was too late. So that's one thing that like he teaches to like every student coming through that door, and that's not something that I learned because me and him bumped heads so quick with everything. So I was more like a self-defense type thing. So everything I learned on the back end, like I said, the self-discipline came way later, and that's something that I think is the most important part of it.
I think that's cool that you put it that way, because there's self-defense and then there's discipline.
Yeah.
And those two aren't the same thing.
Not at all.
But you didn't look. I mean, nowadays I'm pretty sure a lot of what's being taught is the discipline part in certain schools.
I feel now looking at it, it's so watered down. Like everyone's in it for obviously like exercise purposes, and it's more like it's just a cheaper form of a gym, or like some people that need
Need what?
some people need, basically an instructor to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
But there was an art form, I would say, like in the 70s, 80s, things like that came along with martial arts that isn't there today. Most people just are using it for mental health, like just basically a place to work out,
Do you mean art forms like katas and things like that?
Yeah, definitely. I don't see a lot of that these days. And at the same time, that place, that specific studio, it was crazy. It was like these dudes were in there beating the shit out of each other, like till 11 o'clock at night, on a Friday night. And those kind of things don't happen anymore, just because I would say, lawsuits and things like that. Like it was real, like martial arts going on.
But at the same time, I used to love watching like the guys that were much better than I was, or more established, their katas, just forms, and watching the way that they moved, and then bringing in the weapons and things like that. So I don't, obviously I don't go to these studios anymore, but hopefully that's just not gone or going away, or it's not as, because I thought that it was.
I would think the popularity is basically what controlled everything, So nowadays people, like I said, are looking for a place to go in and like blow off some steam, work out, like basically, and be instructed on what to do, kind of like a personal trainer.
Yeah. So how long did you stay there until you moved out and got into?
Till I was 15.
And then?
And then I moved in with a person I called my cousin. Basically, I grew up there with him in the studio. He lost his mother and his father wasn't around, so. And he's a great instructor still to this day, Muay Thai, kickboxers. And he's been, like around Japan, different places, international. So, but at the time, he was the one that got me kind of like out of the street mix and more into like, at the time he was doing like emceeing and hip hop and things like that. So I went from straight like being on the streets to seeing like a different light through him, and he kind of took me under his wing. So I moved in by SDSU actually, and it would just lie about my age for all the college girls and shit and have a good time. So yeah. So
that was. Did you make it to high school?
I made it to high school. I got kicked out 9th grade. Went back to a different school 10th grade, and then eventually just. Kind of withered out and went to as soon as I turned 18, took my GED. Just for my father, just give him a certificate.
So you got a GED?
Yeah. By 17, I was already apprenticing as a tattoo artist.
And where'd you do that at?
A shop I care not to mention.
All right. So you
had a falling out. Yeah.
So before tattooing, were you doing art? Did you enjoy art or just?
Oh yeah, I was big on
graffiti.
For sure. I feel like a lot of tattoo artists get involved, especially because tattooing was kind of like a more street thing back then. Now, pretty much anyone, they see it, they want that lifestyle. But I feel like it was a gateway for people off the street to like use their artwork. Tattooing was. opposed to like any other kind of artwork. I mean, it was like tattooing was like had a street culture. So at the time, he was huge. You know what I mean? Like I was the neighborhood hope. You know what I mean? Because everybody was like, damn, man, was doing tattoos.
Yeah.
So I was like constantly 9 a.m. go in there. I wouldn't leave till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning during my apprenticeship. You know.
Judging from your letter styles and what I see you doing, a lot of your letters that I see look more like West Coast gang style graffiti than the hip hop style, wild style, and bubble letters and stuff like that. Your letter styles look harder.
Yeah, I think that stuff is like it's transitional. You know, it's like whatever's in style at the moment. But like Old English never gets old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Well, but you have a lot of styles that, I mean, way beyond the Old English shit.
for sure. But it all comes from like a root. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I feel like that a tattoo should look permanent. They shouldn't look like something that, like, say Pinterest. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
whatever's popular at the moment, they're forever. So I try to create something original, but at the same time, like, that has roots to it. You know what I mean?
Yes. So, at what point did you venture out of that shop, and did you just go work at another shop, or did you open your own shop? One thing that I can really say that I have a shit ton of respect for this dude for is he's real good to just taking care of your business. Like, you handle your business real well, like your business, not just with the shops, but your personal business and the way that you conduct yourself around people. But I think also, you know, the way you handle your money, like you're real good with that, especially when I had a budget on your credit card. Where were we?
Japan.
Was that
Yeah.
in Japan? But but for real, he's, you know, he's that guy that, and you just heard a little bit of his story, but still became, I would consider him by all means successful, not just in his businesses and what he's done with his money, but I still see you growing, and I still see a lot of you're making moves constantly. But you do have a car problem, huh?
Definitely. I'm working on it, you know.
So
It's a balance. Everything's a balance.
And we won't even talk about how many. We won't talk about, but we will talk about. You're into more 30s cars now, huh?
Definitely Art Deco.
Yeah. So 36, 37, 38.
I love the style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
It's not like a mass-produced cookie cutter like what we got right here. It's not in the Corona ad.
yeah. No, I feel you right now.
Nothing against.
No, I agree with you right now too. Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. And I think that's when we were at the Grand Nationals, we kind of look at cars differently, and we have this greater appreciation for cars from the 30s. And
it's crazy. It comes with I would say age, even though I'm a little bit younger for somebody who's into those type of cars. I've had a lot of cars. I've had over 150 cars, like, no bullshit. You know what I mean?
I believe it.
So, and I still love and appreciate every single car. Like I told you, you're kind of, you know, I'm all over the place with these cars, but I'm like, I love cars from every era.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
what's cool about the way you do your cars is you don't follow anybody's rules. Like, you don't, you do shit like, I'm gonna take your El Camino for example. You know, like, that shit to me looks like it should be in a movie with Quentin Tarantino.
Definitely.
Like, 200%. If Quentin Tarantino saw that car, or we should develop a story around that vehicle.
That vehicle has a huge story, but
just the way that you built it, it looks like fun. It looks like
definitely.
It looks like fun. It's rugged. It's and what it's called, the
Turf Surfer.
Turf Surfer. Is it on IG anywhere?
No, I kind of, you know, like, put my cars up and take them down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the brown one is a 36, right?
36 Foreman's coupe.
Talk about, dude, that car, and you've won and we've discussed this before too. Yeah, it gets cool going to a show and getting judged, you know, the people, all these multiple jobs come to you and they'll hand you a trophy, right? But San Diego has this event called Bomb Fest. And
Strictly
we
bomb.
have this mutual respect, as do a lot of bomb builders or people from the bomb community, including Johnny, that there's dudes that are legendary, and those guys are the Tovars.
Correct.
The Tovars build cars and build bombs, and they're iconic, they're legends. And when you get the Tovar Choice Award,
Yeah, the first time out.
you're doing something right.
Yeah, it was a huge honor.
Yeah, congratulations on that, dude.
I
Like,
appreciate it.
who was
The
it?
Tovars I mean, from the beginning, all the cars that I recognized, that I loved, that immediately I was like, man, this is done right.
Yep.
Later on, I realized they were Tovar cars. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It was just like those cars caught my attention from the get go because they were built. I mean, just correct. There's nothing wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, we go to car shows and I'm like, you know, I look at everything and
Yeah.
you're like, don't point. But I'm
Yep.
a big hater and I'm like a big lover of vehicles at the same time. So, to basically be noticed by them was huge. Like, I just love, you know what I'm saying, the fact that when you're at the Bomb Fest, it's like you look out at San Diego and there's all these cars and it's just like you kind of like sink down into the era, you know what I mean? Because everywhere you look, you know, like I wasn't alive then. I would love to be alive during that time. Like, I don't know if I'd have the same appreciation, obviously, for the vehicles, but I do now. And to see that is like big. So, getting an award at that show would have been real cool. But getting the choice award from the Tovars, bro, is like, I kind of haven't pulled the car out of the garage since. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Which one gave it to you?
I think it was Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know who picked it, but I think he's the one who handed me the award.
And the thing about those guys and part of that appreciation and respect for them is they're game changers, and they don't follow the rules either.
Yeah.
They put whatever wheels and tires they're feeling. When I was in high school, they had a Paul's 57. The copper colored one was in, I believe it was Firme magazine with a Chola, and I had that centerfold up in my bedroom, and I was like, one day I'm gonna own a 57. And one thing I remember about that car is when it laid, you could see the detail on the frame.
Yeah.
And that hardly anybody was doing shit like that. You could see the color of the car on the matched parts of the frame and the bolts and everything, and it was just a perfectly built 57. And then they continually built cars of that caliber that changed the game. And then now,
which is not easy
to do, like the way that they laid the 47, the dark green one.
There's so many ways to do a car, but I mean, and there's so many ways to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like, that style is just is definitely like, it sets a huge standard when they do something.
And they're an inspiration. Like, you know, I have friends that you know, always clown me for it just because they're good friends, but they're definitely an inspiration. And now to see what Mike did with his 37 or 38, I can't tell 37, 38 apart, but with Alcatraz,
Yeah.
and not just, you know, his convertibles before that, but it's badass to see their sons, you know, the 57 that's laid out. That's probably become one of the most famous lowriders of our time now.
Yeah.
And it's not,
Especially for 57s.
and it's not engraved, and it's not candied, and it's not patterned,
So
and it's
many
not.
ways to do it, and he did his just like, it just laid hard as fuck, you know what I mean? Like, clean, simple.
True spokes.
Yeah, patterns on the roof, and not too much, not too little. Everything's just super real sterile looking, clean.
Yeah. So
That's my thing.
that's
Not overboard.
it's badass. But so besides cars and art and what else are you into? What else do you enjoy doing? I mean, we've had some good. Well, we traveled. That was your first time to Japan, right?
Definitely.
What'd you think of that?
Japan was cool. I really wish. I mean, when I travel, I kind of my thing is to like look at everything from the same light, where we see the same pictures on Instagram. You know, there's the tourist areas. I like to go myself to like the ghettoest part, which they said was like 4 hours away. I mean, I asked about it, but we didn't have time to go to like which I don't even know if there is a huge ghetto in Japan, but as far as on most of my other trips, I love to go to the real low poverty areas just to get like the full spectrum and perspective, because that's what traveling is about. You can go somewhere, the next day you're in a completely different country, city, state, wherever, whatever it may be, and your perspective changes. And Japan was cool. You know what I mean? It's like everything you kind of hope and expect to, but I mean, we were in every fucking store, it seemed like, in Japan, and they're like huge consumers, you know, over there. The car show itself, you know.
Moon Eyes,
yeah, in Yokohama. I love to see, you know, other cultures like basically relate on the same note. You know what I mean? That's something that's big.
what do you think of the quality of their builds and the styles of their cars, and they don't play by the rules either.
Nah,
I mean, not to say
Car Club was like what I wanted to see. You know what I mean? And when I got there, they didn't disappoint by any means. Yeah. They didn't disappoint by any means. That's like what I like. I didn't even know if they were going to be there or not. You know what I mean? So to see the cars that I see online, in person, if clean, if not cleaner, you know what I mean? That was huge for me.
And then that custom from Paradise Road.
Yep, definitely.
That was on.
They kill it.
Like, fuck. What could you compare to that?
I mean, I've been watching that thing for a long time being built, and I mean, just to know that the dudes building it are passionate about it. You know what I mean? There's nothing like. I mean, that's something we could all compare to. Just people that actually really love this shit. It's not like these fucking TV shows, and you know what I mean? Like they're just building cars for fucking, you know.
Yeah. I would say that you're pretty, to me, you know, I feel you're stressed some days because, you know, we don't hang out as much as, why are you laughing, dog? But when we, you know what I mean? Because I'm real busy and he gets busy, but whenever we can find time, we'll have lunch or dinner or go on a trip or do something cool. But, you seem like a very blessed man to me. Like not just because
blessed, bro.
Because of your you know, your car addiction and problem, but because of you enjoy art and you enjoy tattooing and you have some great looking shops, and even we'll just leave that alone. But do you enjoy the having those tattoo shops and tattooing still?
Yeah, tattooing saved my life. You know what I mean? Obviously God, you know what I mean, gave me this creative side also, you know, like the appeal to, want to be creative, the drive. My whole lifestyle has been like, you know, evolving into this, and I feel blessed when I look back at every single moment, you know what I mean? Like in time where something was like fucking rock bottom or real hard or like, couldn't figure a way out, like tattooing has been there for me. And I feel like I've been blessed with, just the interest to be creative, and, it's provided me an outlet. You know what I mean? Same as vehicles have.
Yeah.
So when I'm like, you know, stressed out about something, the reason I laughed is because we like to talk about our problems, and then we kind of belittle each other as soon as we hear about them, like until we don't really talk about them.
Yeah. And then we'll talk about how a lot of, you know, we check each other, like those are some quality problems you got there, buddy.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
All the problems.
But you know, I'll just say this too for the listener. Don't get it fucked up. This dude, he's made some mistakes. He's fallen down. He's had his share of struggles, and to see you where you're at right now is great. And I don't know, I know you take care of yourself, like physically, mentally, spiritually, and
mandatory.
Yeah, man. And I think that's what it's taken for you to reach this level. And when I first met you, fuck, I don't even know if I want to talk about it. But the shit you were into and what you were doing that particular day, it was a little bit new and shocking to me. But
pioneer that shit.
You know, and we can laugh about it now.
Yeah,
but I was already at that point. I was already kind of doing my thing and doing tribal and, you know, out there doing shit. And then when I went into it was one of your shops, I was a little bit, you know, how the fuck is this guy even doing this shit? You know, but you know, and then just everything else that was going on. And we have some mutual friends. Some of them are doing real good. Some of them are doing real bad. And then there's some that are just doing, you know, but Yeah, man, it's
Everybody has their height, you know, their moments. And like, one thing I've learned from you is just longevity. You know what I mean? I'm not in a rush.
You just
to
called
do
me
shit
old,
anymore.
huh? That was kind of a nice way.
I mean, honestly, I could say that you've been in the mix, bro, and you haven't taken any falls. You know what I mean? Like, as far as like,
Not publicly.
yeah, as far as in your personal, like whatever you may consider a fall, maybe, but from what people go through and like people can't hold their shit together, I haven't seen you go through that. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I look up to as like as a mentor for on a lot of reasons. Because I've gone through it all, bro, like myself, and probably during all those times I've learned to polish like the situation or, you know, move through things when COVID hit, you know, like everybody was panicking. You were like, bro, just hold out on everything. Just hold out on everything. And I've learned to like just keep continuing, you know, to apply that to my lifestyle and everything. And then also put those things, like the things that I learned, they trickle down into the people around me. So and then just doing that alone, I'm always going to be okay because God got me, because I share the things that I've gone through with other people. And like, I don't try to boast and brag and like pretend shit doesn't happen. I just, you know, it's pretty much an open book, you know what I mean? And I'm thankful for everything I've learned through everything. I may not be, you know, the sharpest, but at the end of the day, it's going to all come together and it's still going to get done, you know?
Yeah. I think it's you're absolutely right. And I can see it's already come together up to this point. And I know we talk about what you're ambitious and you have goals and you have dreams and you have priorities and things like that. And besides everything that you've been through and where you're at now, and like I said, taking care of yourself in those ways, but you touched on something now, like you share and you have, you know, you mentor people yourself, and here we are. Cobra Lightning, what's up?
I guess I want to touch on it.
I could tell you adore this dude.
I do,
but not in the way that people are going to assume that you adore him.
Right.
You know what I mean? You guys, it's not that kind of relationship. Like he does the same though. Like you guys are super, super close. And, I know he shared a lot of himself, life and experiences with you, and you've grown substantially since you've moved here to San Diego. But don't just go at him right now. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Man,
like you're known.
Yeah.
Like people know you. Like you're famous.
Well, you know, it's tight, but it's cool and all that, but it's it didn't define me or make me.
Right. Where were you born? Like, where were you brought up? All that kind of stuff.
I was born in Washington. I was raised by, my mom is from Malaysia. She's from a jungle.
Uh-huh.
It's like indigenous from there. And my dad's like a roughneck oil driller.
Mm-hmm.
So they met out, you know, and they moved to Washington, and then they had my brother and me, and then we moved to Texas.
Washington State,
yeah, like Bellevue area.
Mm-hmm.
Then we moved to Houston, Texas, and I kind of stayed there from like 96 up into 2015, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And
Houston's pretty cool.
It is, and it's tight, but when you live in like such a big city like that, especially like I'm too fast for my own city.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody is just it's very like, you know, suburban, just everybody's just, you know, has a lot of culture. I'm not, you know, but as far as where I wanted to go.
Shout out Paul Wall. That's my boy. He's cool as fuck. He's super cool.
I love Houston. Houston made me, but after that, I just had a lot of like, you know, just a lot of pain and figuring things out as a kid till, you know, when I left there.
Yeah.
And just being mistreated or misused or mishandled.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like one thing I want to talk about Ames with, is the perfect saying is handle with care. If you watch him do anything, it's always handled correctly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've never seen him mistreat anything.
He's very deliberate.
Yeah, no,
Like, he's real deliberate, and he one thing that I can say about him is you could tell that he's always thinking.
Yeah.
He's thinking about
everybody
how he's going to move, or how he's going to react, or how, you know, his movements are deliberate, for lack of or thought out, for lack of a better word. And I think that comes from experience and making moves on the, you know, just too quickly, or just responding based on instinct or anger or whatever. He does occasionally Wait, now that I think of it, but but that's what I'm saying. Like he is, and it's very very respectful, and he's taught you a lot through that.
Like growing up, I was raised like in a lot of violence since day one, and like abuse and constant shelters and all that, crazy kind of lifestyle for a female. But man, I wanted to meet somebody I could see a reflection in. Either it be like the older version of myself or somebody like me, and I've chased that for so long because I've never had anybody to understand. I'm just different, and I love that about myself. So I asked God for like a sign. I think I was in Chicago, and I was like, this isn't it. The TV, the fame, all that. I was like, this is not, my heart it's so disconnected from who I really am. And I remember it was snowing, and I was inside my apartment for like months.
Chicago.
And just, God, there's got to be more. There's got to be somebody in this world that is just as full of love as I am. And this can't be it. This is not my destination. And literally within months, I met him.
How?
It's so crazy. I prayed to God. I was like, God, send me a sign, and I always do that when I feel super lost. Like, this isn't where, like, I'm in the desert. I need to get out of here, So his friend, Rafa from Prayers, he had posted a tombstone picture of his dad's tombstone, and it was my dad's death date on his dad's birthday. And then, like, I remember the date, I forget right at the top of my head, but it was related to something with another family member of mine. I was like, man, I don't know what it has to do with, but it hit me so hard, the numbers reach out to me, and it was so immediate that I couldn't deny it.
Yeah.
And then on my birthday, he posted, Ames is opening up a shop, and it was on my birthday, so I was like, oh, here we go. I don't know how louder it could be for me.
So who posted? Ames did, or Rafa did?
Rafa posted a picture of the shop, the tattoo shop. Like my brother, Ames the Gamer, is opening up on the second location. And I remember looking at the shop going, I could work here. I want to see, let me get out of Chicago, go to California.
Weather's better here.
I remember at 14, I was like, I'm going to move to California. Because that's where my dad's from. That's where, I was kind of raised in that culture from my dad. So Houston never really, I'm not like a cowboy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't do any of that southern stuff.
I
It's
do.
a different
That's
vibe.
good.
Yeah. Oh, you can barbecue?
You got the hospitality.
Yeah, I do. I have all the southern women in, that whole comfort.
Nice.
But, and then I remember adding.
So you contacted him and then you came
I
out?
just added him. I just
Oh,
added
like
the shop
a social-
with him. I didn't even think about him like that. I was like, oh, I could work here. If anything,
You mean added him on your social media?
on social media, on
Yeah,
Instagram.
yeah.
And then I think 3 months went by, and I kept seeing his story pop up. I'm not one to talk like. I don't like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just watched him for some reason. His story would post up first because he was doing so much work in his shop. And at this point, we're filming only TV and not tattooing.
What TV show was that?
Black Ink Crew Chicago on VH1. It was just like a reality TV show about tattooers. Nothing competition wise, just personality.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what it was going to be until I got there. And then I was like, well, it's too late now. So,
Yeah. Was that a good experience?
It was good. I mean, I was 25. I got to, I'm super blessed and grateful for it. I got to learn a lot about myself. I think Chicago really pulled out the person who I really am. Just the warrior in me. And I've taken shit from nobody. You know what I mean? Just kind of being true to myself. And then I hit Ames up, I think 3 months after being friends, and I was like, man, you don't know me. But I just want to say, from like one tattooer to another, I appreciate like you being in the shop and constantly tattooing. Like,
I had posted my my schedule, and it was just like the whole fucking month was just like 6, 7 Like now I only do two 5-hour sessions a day. But before it was
You
just
do
like,
2 5-hour sessions a day?
Correct.
So you tattoo 10 hours a day?
Correct. Back to back. But before, I was just like, it didn't matter what it was. I was taking every single thing in. And I remember like her looking at that photo, and I think, oops, my bad. I think she DM'd me or responded to that story and was like, oh, I love your work ethic. I think that's what it was when you're saying about she was working somewhere where were they actually tattooing or?
They weren't, but I was like, hey, I'm gonna just work in the back while y'all are filming.
On the set, right?
Yeah, like I don't give a fuck. We'll do it right here. Like I couldn't stop. Like what I meant to do is tattoo, and I was gonna quit. I was like, well, I just ride this out, and then like I was like, this is over for me. Like I traded my craft for fame or whatever, you know, kind of feeling in my heart. And then he just godsend, you know.
Yeah.
But he's the only.
But I think that goes both ways. Just judging by the relationship you guys have. You know, like the way he speaks about you, the way you speak about. She don't let me talk shit to you. Like I'm talking shit to him because that's what we do.
Hey, you know
and
what's crazy,
she's
bro?
sitting back there like No,
I don't think it ever happens.
No,
like,
no, he's not.
I'm like, don't get that.
Don't you think so? Mm-mm.
Let him speak. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. See, like just like that.
So in Japan, you had mentioned one time you were talking shit, and I was looking at you, and I'm like, this
I don't talk
Bobby
shit, bro.
running his mouth, and then here you were like, it's okay, dog, because I'm the only one that could do that too. And I'm sitting here like, is this supposed to mean it's okay? But I'm like, fuck it.
We all need it. We all need it, homie. Like we all need it. Like that's why
for you. I think you needed it more than I did.
We both need it. Everybody needs it. And sometimes, you know, I think that's the beauty of it. Like we both have friends that are really successful and you know, they're and everybody sucks them off all the time, or no one talks shit to them or says anything to them, but I do. And likewise, and people need it, and it's good to have friends like that
you can be that way with and still respect
and
each
they're
other.
still gonna throw a little bit of reality at you mixed in with the bullshit.
I meant everything I've ever said
with the shit.
you.
Oh, I know.
I think I'm like a product of that because I don't like. I'm not saying you're mean or anything, but I love the fact that I can get corrected and talk shit to because he's right. I mean, he only cares.
Yeah.
My dad was always like, when I stop talking to you, that's when you need to worry.
Yeah.
So I get it, and like, I mean, I'm protective over him because I know how much love that's all I see from him.
Yeah.
In his cars, in his shops, in his communication, in his pays with people. Like,
oh, he he definitely pays attention to detail. But enough about him. So you moved just. So you've been out here for 4 years. How do you like it out here?
Man, I love it. I changed my whole life. I felt before I came here, I was living the same year over and over and over and over. No matter how much success or how much downfall or how many people got introduced into my life, nothing mattered. I can say that for sure. Especially like coming out here, my relationship with God is way stronger than ever. My physical health is way stronger than ever. My mental health, I finally understand who I am, my purpose is. I mean, just everything. I have people here that are my family that I've really never experienced in my life.
That's
so
cool.
It's like, I don't think I would ever leave.
What else do you enjoy doing? I know you do photography.
I like to shoot.
Before we got in here, you were showing me some of your photos, and they're really, really cool, dope photography, and you shoot film.
Yes, I like to shoot film. I think it's like anything that's like physical. So like I like to still draw on paper. I know a lot of people use an iPad and stuff like that. Or, you know, I like to use my hands a lot on stuff. So
how'd you learn to tattoo?
Man, honestly, my brother was like drunk at somebody's house and they had like a prison set up and he was like, you want to tattoo me? I was like, yeah. So I did it on him and then I ended up getting into his shop shortly after. And then
That's it.
Yeah.
Were you an artist before then?
Yeah,
like
I painted and draw, like won every art competition in high school. Just super succeeded, but it never fulfilled me. It was like too easy, you know. And then I remember being 12 years old, and there was like a Lowrider magazine and an Easy Rider magazine in my dad's guest bathroom.
Perfect.
The big car guy, and then I remember looking at both of them, and I was not fascinated by the bikes or the cars. It was more of like the men that were in there, and they were just all blasted. Yeah. But I meant like these dudes are tough. No one's fucking with them. No one's putting hands on them. And then that was my reality at that point. Like, I'm like, I just have to be tattooed. No one will fuck with me anymore. Did
you start getting tattooed at a young age?
When I was 16.
Yeah?
Yeah, I didn't stop.
So you have who tattoos you?
Man, bro.
What's your favorite tattoo? Just not Ames. You can't say Ames. You can't say Ames.
Man,
or just the experience in general.
My dad's portrait. I got it done by Rooster out in, I think he's in LA. And
with the RUE?
Yeah, REU or RU?
RUEST. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's dope.
Phenomenal artist.
Yeah,
true
super
gentleman.
dope.
He's like perfect tattooer. super humble, super nice. I was pounding on the table crying. I mean, I was embarrassing.
Yeah.
And he was super nice to me. He was like, it's okay. This is how it feels when we get tattooed. And I'm like, call me an
tattooer.
asshole. Yeah.
Ain't that a trip, the way tattooers don't want to get tattooed, or once they're getting tattooed, they go through it.
That tattoo is probably one of the most beautiful portraits I have, and it's of my dad. And it took me 3 years to, get it in there, to get it done. And my dad passed away in 2016, and I have so many friends that tattoo, but no one felt right, until I got it done by him, and it was amazing.
So he worked on oil rigs, or did he build them, or did he actually work on the rigs?
He did everything from the bottom all the way to the top. So he ended up running them, putting them together. It's a bunch of people, but you have like one dude that calculates everything. Yeah, and he was that guy.
I have cousins and second cousins, and a lot of my family's from South Texas and parts of Texas, and they were on the rigs too. That's hard work.
Yeah, it's the toughest job you can get in the world.
Yeah, it's insane, but they get paid real good.
Oh yeah, but it's a very stressful job, and I respect my father so much, and I adore him so much, and he's 6'8".
Was it 6'8"?
It's fucking mean, tough.
Put your chin up when you talk about.
I think.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and the only person that reminds me of that magnitude is Mr. Hamer.
Stop it.
No, I'm serious.
6'8", so you could have kids that are like giants.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I'm trying to get
big old monster kids.
All NFL,
so you're Malaysian and
Norwegian and Scottish.
The Norwegian, I think that's the big people, right?
Well, Scottish too, but Norwegian is where the tall comes from, for sure. My grandmother is like 6 foot, and then my grandfather is huge too. I forget how tall though.
So you were primarily brought up in Houston then?
Mm-hmm. The north side.
Yeah. Then you went to elementary school and...
Yeah, I did. I was going to drop out, so I had gotten like skin cancer when I was younger, and then that was like around 15, 16. And I got tattooed, I think, a week after surgery. Because I was like, my parents can't say shit to me now.
Yeah.
Like, what are they going to do? Kick me out?
Yeah.
know? So I got tattooed, and then that was it. It just kind of like... So
California is it for you now?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was my goal as a kid, was to get out of Houston. I felt like I was surrounded by that was it. What you saw is what you got. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? People want to buy the big house, have a family, and settle down.
Mm-hmm. What do you enjoy most about being out here? Don't say Ames.
I'll bring someone else next time.
You know what I enjoy the most being out is I get to be myself.
Yeah.
I get to be free, and I get to do whatever I want. I have nothing holding me back from doing what I want to do.
Yeah. As a female tattooer, do you think there's more obstacles, or is it?
Yeah. I think the
speak
love
on
part,
that.
I think a lot, and I think what helped me get far as much as I had is I didn't fall for it. You know what I mean? I see a lot of girls in here, and we're all vulnerable and we're all emotional. Obviously, we're tattooers, but I think a lot of them, we fall in love with devils too quick. Mm-hmm. And then that ends up putting us back or getting us pregnant, and then they end up controlling us. I mean, because I have a lot of homegirls that are tattooers and they're so sick, and they get, stopped because of some dude or stuff like that. And I also feel like when you're around a bunch of men that are, set in their ways, it's hard to be a girl to be like, no, absolutely not. This is how we're going to, Mm-hmm. So you either understand it or grew up in it.
You seem pretty strong. Like, you seem like focused and strong. And I mean, that's the way I've perceived you since I met you. Like, you're not just like some,
bimbo,
or just a tattooer that's going to let anybody tell them what to do too much or walk on or just... But I mean, as far as like, but you stay busy then. Yeah,
I mean, I feel like I've been tattooing, haven't stopped since I started.
So what's ahead of you? Like, what do you want to do? What are your goals, and where do you want to go from here?
Yeah, I've really gotten into like God and Jesus, and I want to start living I'm not quit tattooing, but I love that I get to talk about God where I work at. And I think that's kind of like what I'm kind of aiming for now, is just to kind of bring that a little bit more into my life.
Mm-hmm.
I really just want to help others because I've been so blessed to be where I'm at, and it could have went so many ways.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that. Shame on me if I don't do the same. That's done to me in like a good light. So really, just to, I don't know, do more art shows, but just the love I have for other people, and I want to help other people understand that love.
Like share and give back. And
Exactly.
Educate people.
That's always kind of been me. I mean, I'll be good at everything I do, but you know, I want people to feel good about themselves, and we have that a lot. Mental health, and you know, I have a lot of friends that just they can't click over. You know,
you have a lot of people that you're trying to help and mentor.
Yeah. Look, I just want them to see it within themselves because obviously I'm attracted to whatever love they have in them, you know, or whatever God's using me for. So that's kind of what it is. Whatever I can do to just inspire and motivate and help out. Really just to focus on like the self-love, that there's a greater picture, bigger purpose for everybody. That's the tight part about it. It's a mystery.
Yeah, after the podcast, I have some friends that are pretty badass and heavy into exactly what you're talking about, and I'll share with you their information later.
Yeah.
But what about travel? You get to travel?
Man, you know, because I love this fool so much, I want him to travel, so I just stay at the I've been everywhere. I'm trying to
going nowhere.
I'm trying to hang
You
out.
ain't going nowhere.
No, for real, but I was a person that was getting on a plane every 2 weeks or leaving, and then, you know, I would come back crying.
Would you go overseas or stay in the States?
I would go overseas now.
Yeah.
That's where I want to go. But
Where do you want to go?
I really want to go to, like, Italy, and I want to go to, you know, Barcelona. I want to go back to Malaysia. I want to go see, like, everything before it gets blown up. All the art. You know what I mean? Before these fools start fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I want to just...
You know, it to me, before I started traveling, which was a long time ago, but people in general, I think there's this misconception or that it's a lot more difficult than they think it is. I mean, they think it's a lot more difficult than it really is to travel and to experience these things. It's pretty easy to get to an airport and you know, get an Uber, a cab, or, you know, if it's a hotel shuttle, get to your hotel. And once you're there, it's like, it's pretty easy to walk outside and walk around and find a place to eat. And, you know, with technology and Google Translates and, you know, people are kind for the most part all over the world. Like, I have yet to have a real, like, it's cool. Yeah. Like, and you know, you can go to Europe and people are kind, and a lot of them are curious, and they want to know about you, or they want to talk to you, or they want to help you, and there's friendly people all over the world. Like, you know, Japan or, everywhere. You know, you go to Asia in general, Europe too. Like, as long as you're cool and you're respectful, and I always tell people, like, if you want to learn, go to a country, learn 5 words maybe. Hello, goodbye, please, thank you, and good. Yeah, well, good. I'm not done.
Oh.
And like maybe good morning or good night. Or, you know, something, just real basic things, and a smile goes a long way. And besides that, learn how to use the money.
Yeah. Well,
don't just, because when I first started traveling, I'd go like, just take like, what, how much? You know, like,
looking at you like,
yeah, like this idiot's giving me like 5 times of what I owe. But I think that's, I encourage people, like, that's something I truly enjoy. And not just traveling overseas, but the United States has some beautiful stuff, like just
even national parks.
Just California.
Yeah.
Like
the redwoods and
the beach and the coastline and Yosemite and sequoias and, you know, Monterey, and just, you can go to the desert here. It's get out.
My dad traveled and worked in like 42 countries.
What?
And he's seen like every wonder.
42?
Yeah, it's on his.
Damn.
Thing. My dad would tell me, he'd be like, "Oh, I went to the Forbidden City in China, and it was like 7 gold dragons." And he would, you know, you walk up these stairs, and he would tell me, like, my dad like went to the Great Wall. Went to like everywhere you could possibly think of that something happened, either Genghis Khan or like even World War II. And like he would go to these places, kind of like Ames was saying about ghettos. My dad would go to like where battles were happening, where people were dying, where like he would tell me like all this stuff about it, even like, you know, Russia and how it was, and he knew. He was a big history guy, so he would tell me about all these places he went into and like what their myths were, and like my dad was scalping the pyramids in Egypt back in the 70s.
Wow.
Yeah, and he used to be able to touch them, or he went to like the ruins and like the Mayan ruins, and he was like, that thing had to be cut with the laser, because you touch it, well, you could touch it back then. It was super soft. Like he's a rock guy. He's a geologist too, and you know, oil and all that. So he was.
Did he write at all?
He did a lot.
So do you have his writings?
I do, and they're out in Houston.
Nice.
But they were like him when his relationship with God and us. So it would be like him trying to reflect on how he could be better. And that's one thing I didn't really know until he passed away. And like how conflicted my dad was with being the person he was raised to be, the person he made himself to be, and then the father he was to us.
You have siblings?
Yes.
Brothers?
2 brothers.
How tall are your brothers?
They're all taller than me. 6'4", 6'2", and my sister's 6'2".
See, that's tall.
Yeah. I'm the shortest one, 6 foot. But but that's why I would want to travel, is to just, I guess.
It's right there, Cobra.
Yeah.
It's right there. And I guess that's what I was trying to say earlier. Don't wait. Get going.
Yeah.
Like, just find a good travel partner or two, and yeah, you know, just get out there and do it. And there's reasons for you to tattoo. You know, there's tattoo conventions all over the world.
Yeah.
There's a real good network of people that I'm sure you already know. And going to some of these conventions and working the shows, and where you feel, you know, you have your people there, and that's a shit. Like, especially if you're in some country and, you know, the homies or everybody's out there, that you meet them out there, and you all have, you know, break bread out there, or you go to the Louvre, or you go to, you know, just, it's the shit. It's that's, I love it, you know, but like I said earlier, like for me now, like I have been to, you know, all over California, not all over California. There's a lot that I want to see. I want to see more of New Mexico and Arizona and Colorado and Montana and Oregon. And I am in Utah. Yeah. All that, you know, as an adult, and where my perspective is where it's at right now. Like, so that's kind of the plan. But I agree with you. You've been really blessed and fortunate to have met, you know what I mean?
The greatest person in the world. Yeah.
this guy. But, you know, he and knowing what, you know, seeing him become who he is now, and the focus that he has and the drive, and just, you know, and what he does, not only for himself, what he does for others, people like you. And then, this weekend, what happened this weekend? Tell me about that. I mean, I know about it, but talk about that a little bit, Ames. What'd you do on, this weekend?
This weekend, so about, I would say like Thursday, maybe, sorry about that. So about Thursday, it was brought to my attention about a street vendor who was basically just disrespected. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos that were worse, but this one was like right there in the backyard, like by SDSU. So one of my shops is directly down the street. And it's like a huge reflection. Like,
what happened?
Basically some girls were just, I don't know, buying hot dogs, complaining, throwing food back on the grill, grabbing food off the grill with their fingers, calling the gentleman illegal, just drunk, you know, just disrespectful.
They were trying to steal. They weren't trying to pay either.
I think one complained about the price, the other two didn't pay for shit. And they were just grazing, you know, like animals off of this dude's cart. And so immediately, you know, I asked, he was the president of my car club. He's a homie from the neighborhood. I asked him like, hey, you know, he sent me the video, but at the same time, he didn't message me or say anything about it. So I didn't know that it was in San Diego at the time. And he's like, hey, this is right here. And I was like, oh, well, you know, what are we going to do? It's immediate, you know? So, and he put me in touch with a gentleman named Eden, who basically, he doesn't do this for a living, but every single moment outside of his job, this is what he does, is basically brings awareness to street vendors. So, I told him, hey, give me the dude's number, you know? So he gave me his number. I hit him up. We hit up Andres, who's the actual, the vendor, and put together a fundraiser. I hit up, I mean, everyone in San Diego was there but you, bro. I mean, it was big.
It was a bad day.
Yeah, I was
So,
wondering where you were. I was like, where's
Everyone
Bobby?
was. Everyone's like, "Where's Bobby? Where's Bobby?"
Bobby should be here.
I mean, there. You
But
know,
I did do my best to promote and put it out there. And,
we
and
tend
what
to
I
do
can.
that with each other.
Yeah.
You throw an event and I don't show
I
up, so
know.
I just expected it. You know.
Yeah,
what
but
I'm saying?
it wasn't anything intentional. I don't want to talk about my day that day. But,
Okay, let's not.
Because but I definitely had a reason why I couldn't make it. But yeah, man, and shout out to the homies from Fools Gone Wild.
Yeah, definitely. So, little mystery, what would we call him? He basically endorsed the thing and started, pushing the line on it. So it was, homies from the car club that, I mean, they have like a network of other car clubs, obviously. So we brought a lot of cars out, and the news station, like 3 different news stations, actually SDSU came out, the students came out and did some interviews, and we touched a lot of subject, like a lot of bases on things that needed to be addressed. And I want to say that I didn't ask the gentleman, but he was there at 1 o'clock selling until 10, 11 o'clock at night, and the line was just full the whole time. And the dude made good money, and that doesn't fix the situation.
So what did Little Mystery do? He bought out. Did he? I thought they sponsored.
No, so it was a vendor buyout. So
Yeah, what is
basically, we it's just so, and it's not a fundraiser, because at the end of the day, we're not trying to go there and like buy a hot dog. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Basically, everyone came out that day, and it was like, hey, we're gonna buy this dude out, like, until he doesn't have hot dogs. And I told the gentleman, I said, man, just keep crossing the street to the Vons and picking up more supplies. You know what I mean? But he came well prepared, and he had 3 assistants. So basically, like 3 is multiplied by 3 times, and they were out there the whole time. And it was like, the dude is super professional. Even in the video where he's being disrespected, he never lost his cool. He didn't come in with an attitude. So as far as what you're asking about, as far as Fools Gone Wild, so he posted it. He has a huge platform, and basically like co-signed, like, hey, like, this is what's going on. And being with the car culture, and like in San Diego, and just knowing like all the people that we know, me and the car club president, I would say everyone out here is looking for a reason to pull their car out. It's like, we've had bad weather, things like that. But then as soon as you back it with something like a good cause like that, and then on top of that, like I said, Fools Gone Wild posting it, and the exposure, George Lopez was posting it. I mean, there was people that like were just coming out of the woodwork, like, oh, I wish I could be there. It was the place to be that Sunday, you know what I mean? And it wasn't like it was people stayed there all day long. It was exactly what we had hoped for. People came out, and we're eating hot dog after hot dog, or just buying hot dogs for the homies, and like, people could actually kick it. And shout out to the church next to my tattoo shop, because the College Avenue Baptist, a gentleman there who's the groundskeeper, left the gate open for me. And that's a thing that even when I bought that tattoo shop in 2017, the previous tattoo shop owner had the same vision, you know what I mean? Like, but it just never happened. So,
We talked about that when I went over there. I looked at that lot. I'm like,
it's a huge fucking
huge lot.
I mean, we had a lot of cars.
Wait, he
pulled up.
left the gate open for you,
Yeah, so basically he allowed me to supply a place for parking.
right? And
We didn't have a car show
Did
there.
the church know?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, that's
it
cool.
wasn't nothing. He didn't pull. He contacted the pastor, and that's another thing. Like, the pastor backed the whole situation. So, and that's College Avenue Baptist.
So let
And
me ask you this: did they find those girls that they did that to the vendor? One of them, they know who it is.
you cannot hide anything on the internet, bro. Like, they found the people, where they work, what schools they go to. The girls from San Marcos, like, people were, which is great, because they have to be held accountable. I mean, shit.
Have they apologized or anything?
Life.
Did they apologize, or
You know what I mean?
what happened to them?
One female, from what I understand, from what I seen on the text, you know what I mean, or in the messages, was like, hey, give me his number, I'll apologize to him. And they're like, nah, you gotta come clean. You humiliated this dude. Go online, which never happened. And I'm not saying it hasn't happened since that point in time. I didn't see any proof of it. And they contacted these girls' works, their school, because they weren't actually college SDSU students. They were from another college partying in SDSU. And that's another thing. Since we're on it, I'm going to keep bringing the awareness up, because it wasn't just a one-day event. It wasn't just one day like that, like people need to respect street vendors. When I grew up, we had like a candy lady. And like when I would go kick it at the homie's house, there was a candy lady in every apartment building. And like we kick it with the candy lady, dog, and like everyone will pull up.
Explain what a candy lady is.
This is somebody that turns their living room or whatever area they have in their house. I've seen full-on kitchens, like in people's houses in different neighborhoods. But the candy lady is basically someone who either has too many kids or is the neighborhood mom, but like supplies basically everyone in that immediate area with almost like a liquor store, or I wouldn't say liquor, but like a small supermarket, a bodega, like just to basically provide like food. Obviously, they're charging a profit, but it's not something like. Not everyone had time to like leave their kids at home and like run down to the liquor store, or even had or the supermarket, or had like transportation for say. So there was the candy lady, basically is what I'm saying. So that's something I was introduced to as a young age. And I man, like, then at the same time, you're out on the streets running around. You really don't have a chance to, like, we don't have Uber Eats, or we didn't have, like, a lot of people didn't have food in the fridge, but there's these people, these street vendors, walking, bro, like, pushing a fucking cart for fucking 14 hours out of the day, you know what I'm saying, like, up to your block, you know what I mean? And people start to rely on that. They know the time, the schedule, this dude's gonna be here this time. And these people are looking out for children too that don't have food. You know what I mean? Like, they're not just out here for the profit. You know what I mean? And that's one of the hardest jobs. I mean, and nowadays, I would say this about San Diego State, or even San Diego as a city. It's a melting pot of people, because it's such a tourist city that people come here and they don't have the respect or the etiquette that you needed to survive during a certain time in San Diego. And so now that everything's kind of watered down, everything's like, which anyone from San Diego can agree, you know what I mean? Like, if you've been here for the past 20, 30 years, it's completely watered down, and the culture is like kind of like disappearing. And there's people like you, obviously, you know what I'm saying, that bring that culture back. And the car scene is doing the same thing. But not to get off track, there's just the melting pot of like the students, they're coming up here, and those girls weren't even from San Diego, they're from San Marcos, neighboring, but they need to figure out exactly what the fuck's going on. And they can't do this in like the neighboring neighborhoods, like the closer communities. Like, if they would have stepped outside of that college area and then into East Side or into which is the closest, you know what I mean, and then beyond that, Golden Hills, Sherman Heights, Logan, like, and just continuing, that shit wouldn't have flew like that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, there was people chiming in like, hey, are those bitches gonna be there? Like, girls, you know what I mean? Like, ready to fuck them up. You know what I mean? It's like, it was a positive event. Not one fucking thing negative happened. It was great exposure. But that's something that everyone, like, if you're, college students, things like that, I mean, there's just like a huge, there's a avoided area of like respect, and like, especially with the generation, I don't want to sound like the old dude or whatever, but it's gotten me this far, respecting people, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like everyone, regardless of where you come from, you should respect each other equally, you know what I'm saying? So that's huge, as far as, that's what that awareness event was about, you know what I mean? Not just that one individual, but street vendors in general, or just people in mankind, like you said, philanthropy. So it was big.
Yeah, man, congratulations on that.
Appreciate it.
And it's that's a beautiful thing, man, that you see it and you're not just, go, oh man, that sucks. Like, you're actually doing something about it.
Yeah, it was a great opportunity to like be there and help somebody who, like I said, the dude was very appreciative. He was professional, even when he was being disrespected, and he worked his ass off, bro. He wasn't out there like I was telling the news station, which it didn't get put on, is like, I've never seen an unappreciative street vendor. I've never seen no one giving somebody an attitude. And they deal with the worst shit, bro. Like, they're out there in these parking lots, strip clubs, fucking outside downtown.
Drunk people.
Yeah, like, ridiculous, bro. You got one person at Popeyes tripping and wanting to stab people, you know what I'm saying? Like, over a fucking 9 to 5, dog, that they should be able to conduct themselves, you know what I mean? But now it's like, that situation, these dudes just keep their head down. They work. They bust their ass. They don't complain about shit. And homeboy was like the epitome of a hardworking individual. You know what I mean?
No, man, that's super cool. That shows the way San Diego comes together as well.
Yeah, it was
like
beautiful.
Just the way people.
Bro, like I can't mention all the car clubs, but if you see these dudes or any of these people out, like everyone had a huge impact. It wasn't one person by themselves. Everyone that showed up there, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, for sure.
The girls that filmed it and defended him came through.
Yeah,
that was
definitely.
really cool.
They
showed
Shout
up
out
too.
to them, yeah.
Yeah. Who were they?
Her name is Morgan, the young lady that was that basically was confronting the girls. You know what I mean? And she was just it was her against three people. You know, and I told her, I was like, hey man, you must have had like great parents. You know, that taught you something. You know, and she was just like, hey, I was just doing the right thing out of the kindness of my heart.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool.
You know,
So she pulled up after she got off work, and you know, like just you know, she met the vendor again, and she was there for the event from when she got off work till it ended.
I think I saw flowers too, and that like touched my heart because they
right.
brought flowers to her.
She brought a
They
bouquet of flowers to
Nice.
her.
But I could see they were like, oh, like
Wow.
this is so like.
That's
you know,
nice.
Yeah, it's
That's
just,
really,
like,
really
contagious, you know.
Yeah, that's good for the soul.
Another thing is no one there had like the intent for financial gain, nothing. I think even homeboy, we kind of sprung this on him like, hey bro, pull up, we're gonna sell out your cart. He wasn't like, he didn't come to anybody asking for anything, you know what I mean? And the dude could have said, okay, you know, like it's my day off, or can we do it another day? He didn't say one word. He pulled up and fucking sold out of fucking hot dogs the whole
And
entire
then some
day.
just kept going. Huh?
Yeah, and just put in the work, and he had a great team too. I mean, yeah.
That's beautiful, man, and a great feeling. So what's next for you, Ames? What are you doing next? Like, what's your
Definitely traveling. I got my passport back. Thank you for applying the pressure with our Japan trip, because I fucking misplaced it. I'll call it my passport. So I've only been to like Honduras and where was it? Egypt. Obviously Mexico, because you know we're right here. I mean, but Japan is now on the list, and I feel like we're gonna have a lot more.
I'm trying to get you to the Philippines.
Yeah, definitely. I've actually turned down, it seems like in the past year and a half, like I've turned down so many different trips because I've just been too busy. And you kind of touch base on like, hey, you know, like traveling is so easy. And it's not for, I mean, we all have like homies that like, that's something that they may or may not ever be able to do. You know what I mean? Because we all have like a life to keep up, bills to maintain. Mm-hmm. But if you're ever in a position, like, and you're blessed to, like, as a tattoo artist, a hairstylist, even strippers, I mean, they're out there, bro. Like, our job, we can just pull up somewhere, set up shop, and we make our own hours. I mean, we're blessed to do this. So anyone, like, in the position to travel, jump on it.
That's what I'm saying.
Definitely. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
So that's basically, as far as, like, the traveling goes. And then as far as business ventures, I'm looking for some commercial property. That's my biggest thing. I'm gonna kind of narrow these vehicles down. I'm not selling out shit. I'm gonna keep them.
Okay, let's go back to that. If there's any listeners out there have any commercial property or leads to commercial property, you're talking about warehouse
freestanding
space,
building.
Yeah,
correct. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, mixed use properties, things like that. Or even if you're a real estate agent, I've talked to a few people.
Where are you looking?
Honestly, like what I'm building, people will come to me. So I'm trying to stay in San Diego
Even
County.
if there's like homeless people in tents and, you know, it's a bad neighborhood all around.
I mean, the lower left, if that's what we're talking about. I mean, you know?
Yeah, people come.
Yeah,
Build it and they will
definitely.
come. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
yeah, anything pretty much, like just what you, because in the county,
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I've had people try to show me some shit in the past. I'm like, damn, this is what you think of me? I'm like, this isn't the person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and don't be scared. If you got something to offer me, you got something to show, like I'm willing to look at it.
so
But
you're looking to buy.
correct.
Right? Yeah.
So that's like the
lease.
next goal. And I don't want to say what I want to do with the place, you know what I mean? But because, you know, we're all out here, you know, working for our dreams and stuff. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's just where I'm at in my life, you know what I mean?
It's gonna come.
And that thing is like I don't have kids. You know what I'm saying? Like people are, I see homies and I got friends and they all have all these responsibilities. My only responsibility is to wake up every morning and be appreciative for what I do have. Everything that I'm doing is basically to try to bring some like the people closer, like close to me, into a position where they could do the same thing for themselves. So this building is gonna I'm gonna be reaching out to a lot of people, giving them a lot of opportunity, and that's why I know it'll happen. You know what I mean? So
It's gonna happen, bro.
Definitely.
I already know.
so that's it. Basically, just commercial property and more traveling. You know?
That's right. What about you, Cobra?
I really want to open up like my own kind of like rec center for arts and like kids that are like, you know, going through abuse, or like basically a shelter for kids that can learn how to make themselves adults through art.
Yeah.
But that's like, you know, 10-year goal plan, and then just
It'll happen overnight.
Yeah.
whatever he needs me to do,
There you go.
because he does the. I mean, what I wanted to say this whole time is this man will put the mirror in front of you
Yeah.
for sure every day. And I've never met anyone tougher than him. So
Yeah.
mentally, physically, spiritually, like
Yeah.
so.
No, he's a good dude. We're gonna wrap this up. I know Ames is dying to get back to work. Like, you know how hard it was for him how hard it was for him to get here. But I know you're
It's not
busy,
true.
and Cobra's busy too. It is.
Man,
Did you wait?
I know this guy like 20 years, bro. He
Wait.
waits till 20 years later to hit me up to be
Yeah.
down here like that.
Yeah. Well, last night I did get a text.
Can I? Oh,
And then-
man.
and then I got
Let me
an-
tell
then
you,
I got
Bobby
another
does
text.
God's work. At the end of the day, I have this list of voicemails that this gentleman leaves
Oh
me.
no!
And
You don't listen to
I don't
him.
listen to them until like I'm having a really bad day, and I'll listen to one at a time. And this dude is always, being positive and like you changing my perspective for the day. And I appreciate you, bro.
All right, I appreciate
They're
you.
all true, and he's all talking shit, and it's like a quality problem. But he has this like a way of delivering it that is genuine and it's nurturing.
Those aren't for
Yeah.
everybody. You already know that. But and I know because I have those days too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what you need. You need a good homie, a good friend to kind of just kind of put things in perspective and let you know like how truly blessed we are, and we don't have no real problems, bro.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Thank God that we're healthy and we are in the positions that we're in, and we're able to do the things that we do, and on and on. So and that we recognize that's, I think, the most important thing, is that we understand that and just move forward from there, and keep building and just realize like we got it good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
I feel like me and Cobra, we text each other about shit on every hour of every minute, like 111, 222. Like the first person pops in my head, no matter I see any consecutive numbers, is Cobra, and we're always reassuring each other.
That's like numerology.
But
Yeah.
it's crazy because like I don't like
on
he-
accident.
He says it though all the time. He's like, that's how we communicate. Like I just know.
So
we're both in
are
the
you
same
guys into
spot.
numerology? Is that
I
what
think
that is?
numerology is into us. I don't really think that. The sevens?
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. They follow me everywhere.
Sevens follow you everywhere?
Uh-huh. That's crazy, huh?
That's
Usually I
really
got a
crazy.
line of 10s following me.
Well,
Do
there's
you?
tens in here too. That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's
The
whenever
seventh
I
one.
give people my
Who's
IG,
that?
You're
they're
a Leo?
Who is
uh-huh.
that, dog?
All of his really good friends that are like male friends that are.
And
are
guess
all
what?
Leos.
Guess what month it is?
It's July.
7.
Right?
Yeah, 7.
7. That's tight.
That's crazy,
That's
right?
Vinny's birthday. Vinny Beltman.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But you see in these
But
ones,
who is that?
like,
Yeah.
I
who is
mean,
that?
yeah, that's that dude.
That's a recent photo.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just
if I took my beard off, cut it down real short, probably
You dyed
dyed
Did
it.
you bring your own photo? in, dog?
Lost about
To the DMV?
15 pounds. Then yeah, that's this dude right here.
Hey, remember the last time we were talking?
Sevens follow you. That's a
Yeah,
good number.
yeah.
And
No, it's
lucky.
pretty cool. And not just me, like my wife and I both. We have this thing with sevens, like apartments and names, and I watch.
Mine's like
I do that with sevens. Like if I'm in a situation, I look at a number and I go, okay, that adds up. Oh shit, that adds to 7.
mine's always like 11 11 or 12 12 or 12 22 or anything like that. And his life path number is an 11.
Yeah.
which is really cool.
How do you
And
know what your life hack number
You have
is?
to look at it. It's all calculated. But he has Michelangelo's birthday. That's my favorite artist. And they have the same story. You should read
Wow.
Michelangelo's story, and then you'll be like, wow, this is Ames, but modern time. It's really interesting.
I wouldn't consider myself a Michelangelo.
Well, I do.
But,
So I guess what matters. No, I'm just
but
kidding.
that's why I got Cobra.
Yeah. No, I have friends that are into it, but I'm not heavy into it. But sevens do follow me. Like
They say numbers are from God. Like, there's just the sequence of it. And just, that's how I see my angels, is through numbers. And if the seven,
we'll talk about that more. Like we'll have to. I want to learn a little more about
like
that from you
5
guys.
is the number of grace. And I remember when we got baptized, this lady.
Me and her got baptized
Yeah, we
together.
got baptized.
Oh, that's
she
nice.
came up to us and she goes, "I'm gonna give you this $5 bill," and we're like, "Oh, here we go," But she says, "The number 5 is the number of grace," and that's stayed with me since. And
So there's something about 12 too, right? Something real heavy about 12.
I don't know what you know about 12.
I seen it on
12
like,
is heavy because 12
Yeah.
is a big number in my
yeah,
life.
yeah. 12 is something really really heavy too, and I've heard 7 is too, but we'll just keep it moving for now. But I'm gonna close this out.
Right
Thank
on.
you both.
I thank you for
Love
having
you,
me.
bro.
Thank you for
You
having
know
me.
that. And
The Cobra. as
yes,
well.
right. And thanks to the Cobra. And what's your IG, Cobra?
Cobra Lightning, CobraLightning.
Cobra Lightning and
California Ames.
and
That's it.
no.
That's my government name. I had to change it.
No. You
Yes,
have
you-
another IG.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. See.
My cars have an IG as well.
Yeah. It's
Is California Standards.
right.
Yeah.
And you guys are the shit, and I appreciate you taking the time to come and chop it up. And yeah, thank you, and thanks Johnny. Look at
Yeah,
Johnny's
so-
been working hard.
So,
though. I couldn't even talk to Johnny because
No.
before the show,
Okay.
like Johnny said, his mic was fucked up, so don't talk
The
to me.
mic's messed up. The video camera's messed up.
Oh,
Sound.
Can
So
I ask you
I'm gonna
something?
try to
you
piece
do
it
with
together.
the Packard?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful
Yeah.
car.
You
thank
didn't know that?
Thank you.
No, I mean I'm sitting here and you're talking to him and he's doing this and doing that. I didn't even know if he was going to be involved in this.
oh, Johnny is the Lord Left podcast. I couldn't never do this without him.
Yeah, I do the audio and video.
So
for
yeah,
it.
that
Right on.
36 Packard convertible. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
him.
it's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen you at the Escondido car show that time. Right?
Oh,
This
yeah.
guy tells me to go up there and then he didn't show up and then I seen you.
I
Yeah,
never
cruising
did
brand.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
got a 61.
61
Convertible.
convertible.
Packard. Yeah.
Thank
it's hard,
you.
homie.
Thank you.
He's inspired a lot. Let's just say he's inspired a lot of people with that Packard.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just in San Diego, but you see him now.
Where'd
Like,
you get that car from?
So I'm in Vijito's car club, and the founder had it. He was gonna fix it up, but then he found that yellow one he has, and so I bought it in 2008, and then got it how it is 2011, and been breaking it down since then.
he's been thrashing it
I've been-
since then.
I've been riding it hard.
Dude, this guy.
222 at 444. It's
Well,
February
okay.
22nd, and you know what's crazy?
Uh-huh.
February 22nd, 4 years ago is when I got here.
Wow.
4 years ago.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I said, how about 222? I'll be there. And then when I
Hey,
went home,
when
I
all
looked
else
over
fails, will be those homeless people outside that you got right here that like will tell you stories that you'll never believe. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah, that's right.
We got shit to fall back on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but we gotta get you guys back in here, get everything all legit. So hopefully it's not too.
But everything recorded okay.
The sound, I'll make it work. The
Yeah.
video, we're gonna have to piece it together.
But as far as like Johnny goes, like he told me like, hey, my mic's not good, so I'm gonna be messing with things the whole thing. So hopefully the audio's I'm sure it'll be fine. Johnny's just whatever, he's just talking shit. But thanks again, both of
Thank
you,
you.
Cobra,
Thank you, bro.
Ames,
Thank
you guys are the shit. Johnny be good. I'm Bobby Tribal, aka Bobby Ruiz. We're right here at the Lower Left, 17th and Island, beautiful San Diego, California. The Lower Left podcast. You already know.
That's you right there. We're out.
We're out.